Good afternoon. There could be a lot of places I could show you William Sherman's Atlanta campaign. I could be at the Battle of Resaca, about an hour north. I could be 17 miles west at Kennesaw Mountain. But I am here in downtown Roswell, Georgia, at the Roswell Mill Women's Monument to talk about how this strange story, tragic story, connects with Sherman's Atlanta campaign. I'm Jim Wright with the Longhorn Historical Society, and for Georgia on Location today, we're going to talk about Sherman's Atlanta campaign and how it was important to the Union's victory in the American Civil War. So sit back and enjoy this tale as we go Georgia on Location, Sherman's Atlanta campaign and the Roswell Mill. Here we go. So the story goes, while the Union forces are in Roswell, they discover the Roswell Manufacturing Complex here at Vickery Creek. This series of cotton textile mills are producing uniforms called the Roswell Greys and other supplies for the Confederacy, but are flying a French flag to claim neutrality. Union forces figure out 2 days later that they indeed are making Confederate supplies, and the French flag was a ruse. Union General Garrard arrests 400, mostly women, children, and men, charges them with treason, and burned down the mills. These 400 women, children, and men are deported by train to Louisville, Kentucky, and Indiana on July 10, 1864. Many of the women disappear into history and never return to Roswell. It is unsure what happened to them. Most likely they got mill jobs and married men in the North and remained there. In 2000, after extensive research on this forgotten topic, this monument was dedicated to the memory of these women. Though often called Sherman's March through Georgia or simply Sherman's March, Sherman actually led two separate military campaigns in the state. The first was called the Atlanta Campaign, and the second was the March to the Sea. Beginning in the spring of 1864, Sherman set out to capture Atlanta. Capturing the city would bring a devastating blow to the Confederacy because Atlanta was the major railroad hub of the South and had adequate industrial capabilities. The Southern Army used defensive tactics to slow down Sherman's aggressive campaign from Chattanooga to Atlanta. There was not one major battle to take Atlanta, but instead several small battles that eventually allowed Sherman the opportunity to move close enough to the city to bombard it with cannon fire. On September 2, 1864, General Hood of the Confederacy was forced to withdraw from Atlanta, leaving the city open to Union occupation. Sherman held the city for more than 2 months, and then on November 15, 1864, Sherman's army left Atlanta smoldering and in ruins. There are many stories of Sherman setting fire to the town and the Confederates blowing up the ammunition which had started the fire in the city. The capture of Atlanta in September of 1864 was crucial, not only due to Atlanta's industrial role for the South. With Sherman's victory, Lincoln was assured a triumph in the 1864 presidential election and would directly lead the Confederate surrender at Appomattox Courthouse 6 months later. This is Jim Wright with Georgia on Location. Have a great day.